you guys blow this podcast up, and we will manual swap that Toyota Tundra.
Let's go with
Oh yeah, I find good deals all the time. Some of them
are all the way across the country.
Hey, what's that car? What brand is that?
Well, McDonald's Big Macs are very expensive.
That one probably drives.
I forgot that your windshield is cracked.
I forgot too until I was looking at it the other day.
Welcome back to the Burnout Show podcast. I'm Jay.
And I'm Tommy.
We shift gears and hit the road with the latest car culture, tech, and everything that fuels your need for speed. Whether you're a gearhead, a weekend cruiser, or just love the sound of redlining your Honda, put on a seatbelt and grab a wrench as we burn some rubber and continue the love for automotives. So this is episode 2 of the podcast. On this podcast, we are highlighting a 2006 Mazda Miata. Let's dive right in. We got the garage scoop. I think we got a jingle for that, don't we?
Hey friends, we know what you want. You want the garage scoop, we'll give it to you now. Hey friends, we know what you want. You want the garage scoop, we'll give it to you now.
The car horns in that.
Yeah.
My car horn doesn't sound... Actually, my car horn doesn't work.
Neither does mine.
So the Garage Scoop is where we have news and updates on what is currently happening in the news within specifically the automotive industry or something related to automotive. So what do we have today, Tommy?
Today we're going to be talking about Nissan. I know that's been the big headline lately, which is about Nissan's CEO stepping down and appointing his next in charge, who, luckily for people like us, happens to be a car guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which obviously most CEOs are, but he's hopefully going to bring back some of the car culture to Nissan. Unfortunately, it's still going to be EV, but it'll be better than some of the cars they've been bringing out.
Yeah, and it says in the article too he's given short notice on taking over.
It wasn't so much his choice as much it was the rest of the board and stockholders kind of pressuring him to get out because a lot of people didn't see Nissan coming back from this. Mm-hmm. Nissan's in a very rough place. A couple of different places have said, they've lost their credit. They've lost, their sales are in the toilet. They had a merger with Honda. Honda was supposed to buy them for a certain amount of money, and I guess it was their negotiations went south. Honda wanted to buy them and make Nissan a subsidiary of Honda and use their EV tech for new Hondas, and Nissan wanted to get bailed out and just still be their own independent company, and that's where the merger went south. So they did end up appointing
Ivan
Espinosa. Not too sure about him. I haven't heard too much about him, but he did state that he grew up with Nissans. He has a love for cars and a passion for cars, and hopefully he'll be bringing some cool stuff to the table. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Hopefully, he said something about bringing back a small electric sports car. So hopefully we see something fun like a Miata, but obviously it'll be electric. But
yeah, it's interesting because for those of you watching on YouTube, there's a car that is shown at the beginning of this article that is not like a new sleek looking car, but it does actually look like, I don't know if it's sports car, but it's definitely something that like would be fuel economic or electric.
Yeah, it's like that, a sport hatch. It looks like one of the early Civic.
Dude, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's a concept design, I think. I don't think that's a
No, I think
that's
an old car.
That's an old car?
Yeah.
Oh. For those just listening, in the article, the new Espinosa gentleman who took over, he said, "I grew up in Nissan. This journey has deepened my love for cars, my passion for the automotive industry, and of course, my passion for Nissan. I sincerely believe that Nissan has so much more potential than what we are seeing today. I'm looking forward to build on the efforts of those who have come before me." He goes on to explain that his passion for cars, like Tommy mentioned, is strong. And so he's looking forward to offering some different fun things. And Tommy mentioned the electric sports car and stuff. So
he's also mentioning that he's going to try to bring a little bit more affordable electric sports car, something a little cheaper. He also stated that they have the GTR. Obviously, everybody knows that. They've had that for a while. And they've now got the new Z, which is a coupe, obviously, 2-seater coupe. But before, they've always had like a hot hatch or something sporty you could get into for, lower price point, and that's what he's talking about, bringing back something small, fast, and also more affordable for your teenager that wants a car.
That's one thing I don't think I noticed, that like within your job, how you need like certain things to like spark interest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't really think of the fact that like when you don't have a sports car made, or even just a fast accelerating car that everybody's like all giddy about, I didn't think from their perspective that like they might be not as thrilled to go to work themselves. So like he talks about like, oh, make the flame come back again is quote in that. And that's interesting to me because it's kind of true. Like if you and I ran a company of automotive, like manufacturing, it's like we'd
get bored if you're just making SUVs.
Which Mazda pretty much does.
We're talking about Nissan here.
Oh, we are talking about Nissan.
Nissan pretty much does. You know, they got some pretty boring cars out there.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they're interesting looking, but they're me and Jay aren't the biggest Nissan fans, but hopefully they can bring back something. I've always been a fan of the GTR, and
I am not a Nissan fan, but I'll tell you what, they've always had the drive to produce fuel efficient cars, even if they're kind of not missing the mark on a lot of ways. And there's a market for that. I think that they're one of the only ones who actually focus all their cars on that.
Yep. Yeah. And Nissan also used to be big. They used to be more in the car community. You know, we had the 300ZX, we had the 240s, the 280s. You know, they had a lot of sport coupes. They had some pretty cool cars. And I mean, that was up until the early 2000s when then they kind of started to shift towards the, you know, standard car that everybody was looking for. But hopefully with this new CEO, they can bring back a little bit of what we want to see.
Awesome. So that is...
pull up that other link real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got to subscribe?
Yeah, you a Forbes member or something? What? You got it from Forbes. Hold on, let me search it. Let me just go images.
Yeah, you can pull up an image, yeah.
Like this thing?
They're all concepts, yeah.
Oh, they're all concepts.
Yeah. Yeah. Click on that one that looks like a Cybertruck.
Oh, man, that's ugly. Oh, we don't have a Forbes account.
All right, well, we can sum this up pretty
Forbes,
quick.
great people if you want to sponsor the podcast.
Nissan's talking about bringing back an EV sports car, 2-seater coupe. It's going to be kind of, based on some of these pictures, not the coolest thing going, but they're talking about pulling some of the technology from the Nissan Leaf, which is the most uninteresting car ever.
They're pulling technology from that for this Lamborghini-looking thing.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was their first full EV. They're pulling a lot of the technology from that. I guess they said it was going to be based off the Nissan Leaf, but it would be a 2-door sports car like either the GTR or the new Z.
Is the Leaf a hatchback or a SUV?
Hatchback.
Hatchback, I thought so.
Or
yeah,
maybe it's what do they call those other things? CUVs or something like that.
Yeah,
crossover utility vehicle.
Carbon fiber construction, including the wheels, and an aerodynamic package honed in by race engineers from Nissan's Nismo Motorsport department. Wow.
Yep.
Elements include a hood duct, lip spoiler, front flicks, rear wing, and rear diffuser to help produce huge downforce at speed.
Nissan said the concept also features a new technology known as plasma actuators to further enhance aerodynamic properties. This technology relies on strategically placed electrodes that charge air particles and direct them using an electromagnetic field. That's interesting. That is an interesting technology. Now, I imagine this will first be it'll be part of their racing division first. They'll use it in a couple of the EV full electric racing events, and then they'll probably maybe bring it to market.
Yeah, and they have, or at least they're talking about, obviously this is a concept, but they do have features listed here that are like a McLaren with the butterfly doors and different specs that probably the dash can tell you. Yep. That tells you about like not only just torque and horsepower, it's probably more like what you're regenerating in watts per downshift or whatever. Yeah. Which
this will be interesting because what I've noticed is starting to happen is a lot of these smaller manufacturers, or not smaller manufacturers, but like Chevy with the C8 Corvette, they're not a supercar manufacturer. They're, they make trucks mostly. But Chevy's starting to get into, with the new C8 Corvette, they're talking about doing a hybrid front end, full V8 in the rear, like it is now, but they're talking about over 1,000 horsepower all-wheel drive car that looks like a super. I mean, they're touching supercar market for less than $100,000 or just over $100,000. I mean, it's kind of crazy that some of these lower end sports cars or more affordable sports cars are starting to touch technology that you'd never see in a car that any of us could afford.
Someday we should do a deep dive on if it's actually cheaper to use like aluminum and carbon fiber and stuff to build the car for the consumer. Is the price actually cheaper or not? Because like the old cars, it's like it has thick steel, which is great, But nowadays, that kind of does cost a lot of money to create that, you know? So it's almost easier to just kind of melt aluminum into place.
That and your gas mileage goes up.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, you're a lot
Weight.
lighter of a car.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Jay's a big fan of boats here, but
I
some of us don't like
cars.
boats.
Which is surprising to me. I don't know why everybody doesn't just love those. So that was the Garage Scoop. Once again, that's where we have updated news that is currently in the news or past events as well. We will really talk about anything.
Yeah, we will.
But let's move on to this or that. This is a new segment which we absolutely do not have a jingle for, so we'll just play something.
Sounds like a
Sounds like a boat.
350. Sounds like a Chevy 350. That's like a
Yeah, we
do
need
that,
to
like
put
a-
a new exhaust on that car.
like a Malibu or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this or that is with absolutely no consideration of affordability or availability. Tommy and I will put two different vehicles on the screen and we will pick whether we want this or that. So for those of you watching on YouTube, we will throw up on the screen a slideshow of the various different cars that we'll be comparing against one another today. So let's get started. First, we have a 2019 Mazda CX-3 and a 2022 Mazda 3.
All right, I'm definitely going with the CX-3. My sister owns a Mazda 3, and I know a lot of the car guys love the Mazda 3. They lower them. They say they handle great. But that trunk's useless. And the back seat's also useless. You can't fit a dog bed with the seats down in the back of this car. Actually, I'm pretty sure the seats don't even go down at the same level as the trunk. So
Yeah.
It's just the worst hot hatch for space. I will give it has some decent handling and stuff like that. I understand why the guys like it. But they should have made it a coupe at that point. I mean, it's just that thing's got less space than the back of a Honda Insight.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was going to go with the Mazda 3, but you know that car better than me. So I was just waiting to hear what you had to say about it. So now I want to go with the CX-3 instead, but I think the look of that Mazda 3 is so much better than the CX-3.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, as a guy, I got a kid, and last time I drove a Mazda 3, my sister owns one. And I had to bring her dog with me in the back, a stroller, and my daughter's car seat, and that was it. And it was a lot of struggle to get everything in
no
there.
space?
Nothing. And the passenger seat had to be too far forward, all the way forward, because of the car seat.
You do analyze cars based off of how much space is inside the car.
Yeah, you gotta know how many dead bodies you can fit.
Oh, all right,
That's
that's
how you
good.
know when to buy a car.
So you're going with the Mazda 3 or the Mazda
CX-3,
CX-3?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with the CX-3 as well. All right, next we got a couple of Miatas, a 2020 MX-5 and a 2025 MX-5.
So these are the same car.
Nah, one's a convertible and it's white with black rims, and one's red. It's got chrome rims.
Oh, okay.
Much different cars here.
All
Tony.
right.
One's in they're both in the parking lot. One's
One
next
looks like
to
it's
the
on the
woods.
street. I think I gotta go with the convertible. I think just the way the rear window looks on the non-convertibles is, I don't know. It's very. It's almost too steep. The trunk's not long enough, in my opinion. When it looks a little better with the accent of the black roof for the convertible. I also think the convertible has a little shallower of a roof just because they got to fit the whole mechanism in there. So I'm definitely going with the white and black accent convertible.
Yeah, I'm not picking a red car, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go the white one too. Have you've seen the convertibles where they like the Miatas that you click a button and it goes into the trunk, right?
Yeah, you mean a convertible?
Yeah,
Every
but the hardtop.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, a hardtop convertible. All right. I thought you were talking about...
I'm just describing a convertible.
You're like, you press a button and the roof goes in the trunk. And I'm like, Jay, that's every convertible since freaking since the Thunderbird.
So we got...
Ooh.
I knew you'd like... I should have thrown in another truck one because I think this is the only truck one. But we have a 2009 Mazda B2300 and a 1974 Mazda B1600. For those of you that don't know, the B series, as it's known, is Mazda's like truck line, and honestly has been for years. I think they've stuck with the B name from like maybe the 70s all the way up until 2015 or so.
I think overseas, yeah, but I think in the U.S.,
yeah.
I think they stopped doing the B2300 to B3000s in like, had to be 2009, 2010, because this one's a 2009. I didn't even know they went that far. You want to go first? Or you want me to talk about my opinion here? Because mine might take a little longer than yours.
Mine's pretty simple. I'm going with the old one.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah.
Now, I got to go with the new one, and specifically because my best friend growing up, his first truck was a Mazda B2300,
Nice.
which, for those that
Same
don't
body
know,
style?
yeah,
Yeah.
his was older. It was a 99, I believe.
Okay.
For those that don't know, the way this thing went into production is Mazda wanted a truck body. They didn't have anything really good and new and up to the times, and Ford wanted to put out a smaller pickup, quarter ton, smaller than a half ton, something good on gas. So Mazda supplied a V6 and a 4-cylinder engine for Ford to put in their little truck, and Ford designed the body. These have got to be the most rugged trucks
Really?
Ford has ever produced.
Really?
Yeah, they stay running. I mean, we snapped a leaf spring mount in the rear on the drive home. We just ratchet strapped that, took it right home. These are like, there's a guy down the road from me that owns 6 of these things because he just takes parts off one or the other. The one that my best friend had like a Ford tailgate on it, and it said it had a Mazda tailgate but a Ford front end, and instead of saying Mazda on the back, he crossed it out and wrote Razda because it was a Ford Ranger and a Mazda at the same time.
Yeah, they are awesome.
They
like
are.
those little trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Honest to God, if I got like a yard truck or something,
Yeah.
I would pretty much want one of those.
They need to bring these back, small little trucks like this, and not like the Colorado or anything like that. You bring small little trucks for old people that that aren't that high off the ground with an 8-foot bed, single cab, 8-foot bed.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that they should have a 7 and a 6.5 foot bed, but I totally agree that they should bring back small trucks. And as a matter of fact, they should bring back a truck like that's a modern body style, roughly the same size, but has a 4-cylinder. None of this turbo, just a 4-cylinder that's efficient that would be in a Honda.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be high horsepower, doesn't have to be high torque, just, low horsepower 4-cylinder that's going to last 300,000 miles.
Yeah. So you're going with the 2300.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the old one just because I prefer old cars.
Oh, it definitely looks way cooler.
Oh, the style is unbelievable. And when I found that photo, I actually didn't know it was a Mazda. Like,
Really?
that doesn't speak Mazda to me.
Yeah,
that I don't know what it says, but it doesn't say Mazda. It's
Mazda's
just
supposed
unique.
to be a luxury car.
Well, it's not.
That's what they say about it.
Well, that's what every car company
That's
says.
what the Mazda owners say.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have a 1978 RX-7 and a 1972 1800 sedan. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Because the 1800 sedan, looks like an American Rambler.
Does a
You see
little
that?
bit. Or like the early 60s Mercedes. See, I'm not a big rotary fan
Yeah.
because the RX-7's I mean, I like the sound. They sound like 2-strokes,
But they're probably quick. You like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You like the quickness of those little ones.
yeah, I think I got to go with the RX-7 for one reason. This one's close, but pop-up headlights are the coolest thing that ever hit the car community.
That's why I'm going with the RX-7 too. And the Mazda Miatas have that from the older body style, and man, it is so cool.
Everything with pop-up headlights. I mean, look, I want to buy a Corvette, and the only reason I went with a C5 and I wouldn't buy a C6 is because the C5 still has pop-up headlights.
Yeah,
and
the other ones don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. RX-7 it is. This is a 2025 Mazda EZ6 or a 2025 Mazda Arata EV concept. I actually think the one on the left might be a concept as well. I'm not sure.
So I got a question.
But
I'm just starting to catch on. Are they all Mazdas?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
All right.
they are.
I think I'm going with the one on the left. It's got a very kind of aggressive, well, sleek at the same time, kind of like the newer Cadillacs with the big grille, sleek headlights. I gotta say, I like that look between kind of keeping everything color matched with a little bit of matte black accent and the kind of bigger grille but slimmer headlights. I don't love a lot of the new cars that come out with big grills. BMWs. Mostly.
Well, those things just scrape the ground. But the one on the left, to your point, it has old, classy car features with a new modern twist.
Yeah.
I actually think the one on the right there, this Arata EV concept, that is what Tesla should do.
Oh yeah,
That's a sharp-looking car for Tesla.
Because here's the problem with that car for either Mazda or any brand besides Tesla, really. Because Tesla's kind of trying to put the forefront of new technology and new looks. It's got no mirrors, as you can see. It's got one passenger mirror. It's a camera. It's not actually a mirror.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing with a lot of the newer EVs. But I'm not a big fan. What's the problem with mirrors? They don't break. Unless you hit them on something, they don't break.
They don't break unless you park on the side of the road.
But I mean, come on, it's a mirror. How complicated can you make it?
Yeah.
It's a piece of glass you look in. I look in one every morning as I brush my teeth.
I agree with you. I think the one on the right looks cool, but I think I'd go with the EZ6 on the left. I think those are the two most modern I have, obviously. Here you go. Here's a couple little drifters for you.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what's under the hood of the one on the left. So we have a couple drift/race cars up here. One is a 94 MX-5 Miata track car, and then the other one's just an MX-5 Miata from 95, but you can see that it's got a massive intake on there.
That looks like either a K series or a B series swapped into that Miata.
Right.
And as a Honda guy, I think I'm gonna have to go. It's hard to tell from this picture. We're pretty far away from the screen here, but I think between the paint matched wing and I got to go with the 95 on the right here because that's sharp looking. I also like the no hood look on that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the no hood look, and
Well, it depends. If your car looks like ours with oil everywhere under the hood and freaking hose clamps,
yeah, but sometimes it needs a wash, so you gotta take the hood off.
When you got a nice clean engine bay, especially some of the people now that are taking the time to do like wiring, harness hiding, hiding the wiring harness or hiding the brake lines. I mean, they're tucking everything in the firewall. They're making, clean, everybody's selling now you take all the nuts from the top, but like, hold on your front bumper, everything like that. They're selling paint matched ones. You can get paint matched to your car. I mean, people are making it under their hood. They're spending more time than they would on the bodywork. I mean, it's worth showing off in that sense. This one looks like he's got, it's clean. Not everything's hidden, but I like the no hood look. Interesting with the pop-ups though.
Yeah, it is interesting with the pop-ups. It looks a little funky, but I feel like you'd get used to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the one on the left. I think I go for looks a lot of the time, and I think the look of the car on the left is way cooler, down to the color and the way it's kind of two-toned, where the one on the right you can kind of, well, maybe it's because the hood is missing, but it's a lot more like chromy, flashy. The front skirt and lip goes out a little further. The wing is also bigger on the 95.
Also, if anybody's listening and these are your cars, we're sorry for choosing the opposite one.
Yeah,
it
doesn't matter. Show up on a Burnout Show episode. We'll gladly have you here.
Wow. All right. I've seen this RX 500 concept before a couple times.
Okay.
Looks a lot like the Bradley GTs. You remember?
Yeah. There's a Volkswagen kit car for the Bradley GTs.
That's what I'm talking about. The Bradley GT Volkswagen kit car because, I mean, it looks like that with extra space in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a 1970 Mazda RX 500, which is a concept car that is probably as long as a Lincoln Continental. And then we also have a 1990 Mazda B2200, which is two-toned in color and absolutely slammed to the ground lowered. And that's also probably as long as a Lincoln Continental.
No, those Mazda B2200 is pretty short.
You think so? That's not an 8-foot bed?
No.
Oh.
That's how small it is.
The photo's deceiving.
That's how small the cab is.
Oh, okay.
I gotta say here, I'm going with the B2200. Not so much off looks, more off the amount of work some guy put into that. Got the two-tone look. It's got the old 90s style, like sunset wave in the two-tone. Looks like he did shaved door handles. The thing is sitting on the rockers practically, probably on airbags if I had to guess. If not, that guy's brave as hell. Can't drive that thing in Massachusetts, right?
It'd be on air.
My guess, from the look of it, it's hard to tell from here, but it looks like it has a smooth rear bumper. I'm going with that just because of the amount of time some guy put into it.
Yeah, I like the B2200 as well. That concept car is cool, but I'd take one look at it and say, like, what exhaust, what motor, and I'd start talking specs where you kind of know what to expect with the B2200.
It also looks like that RX 500 concept car. It's got to be rear engine, right? Because there's no room in that front.
Look at the trunk space.
Yeah, but the engine could, unless that's not trunk and that's engine.
Ooh. Maybe we'll have to Google that.
Maybe we'll look into this RX 500
might sway our view. The truck might be rear engine too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there's no way it's lowered. All right, so the next this or that, we have a 1977 Mazda 323 or a 1990 Mazda 121. That 121 looks like an egg.
Yeah. It looks like the Chevy Aveos from, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I'm going with the 77 323. I actually am a fan of that old style of like the AMC Ramblers
The
and stuff.
Pinto or something. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually do like that look.
You
With
do?
like the kind of hatchbacky, like, old muscle front end, but the hatchback in the rear from like the late 70s. I know it's not everybody's favorite and I would never build one, but I actually do like that look.
We should get one of those for Burnout, even if it's not a Mazda. Get a Pinto or
There's a Pinto down the road from me
oh, we should
at
totally
a
consider
junkyard.
that.
And the junkyard closed down. I bet we could go there and offer them
Dude,
money
I'd
for it.
love to put like a small block Chevy in one of those and just make it sound like killer,
Yeah.
and yet it looks like that. That'd be so cool.
The craziest part about that Ford Pinto at the junkyard down the road from me, it's still in better shape than your Ranchero.
Hey, listen, everything's in better shape than my Ranchero. Yeah, I'm going with the 323 as well. That 121, man.
If you drive that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so why?
Not
Like,
for talking crap. I'm just sorry you drive that.
I actually, I hope I've never seen one of those in person, because that is terrible. All right, next we have a 93 HRX2 concept car and a 1960 Mazda R360, which is actually the first Mazda ever made, was a 1960 R360. And the other one is a concept car, which I don't think they ever produced, but it kind of looks like a bubble car. For those of you who know what a bubble car actually is, the HRX2 concept looks very similar to a bubble car.
Yeah. It also looks a lot like the I'm forgetting the model now. The Renaults.
Oh,
Renault
yeah.
used to put out a car that looked just like that, and yeah, not a fan. I definitely, as a guy who's 6'2", I actually really like tiny cars, and like the BMW Isetta.
That's very true.
And they got the first Subaru. They got one of those down the road at that Subaru dealership in right off 146. So I'm definitely going the 1960 R360 because I just love tiny little. I mean, it's just like a little tiny wind-up toy. You can just crawl right in it. I've driven a couple K vehicles, and I actually like the tiny little cramped interior.
Which is hilarious because we just had a 10-minute conversation about how you needed more space in the vehicle for a different Mazda.
That's because that was an everyday car. This is a roll out of. This is I can fit 3 of these in my garage stall.
Honestly, I really want to go the R360, which is the old one that you picked. But man, that other one is just so unique.
Oh yeah, it's because it's blue and not red.
That's probably
Jay hates red cars.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the blue one.
He's like a bull. You
I
show him
just-
red and he gets angry.
I really don't like the color red unless it's on 2 things: fire truck or a barn.
Or a barn.
A barn, yeah.
You sound like a toddler.
Yeah, I am.
Fire truck.
All right, so the next this or that, we got a 94 MX-5 or a 90 MX-5, and they are very different in looks, but very similar in body style.
Yeah, I definitely like the body kit on the 94, which is the orange one you're seeing up on the screen right now. They're both hard tops. They both have those are expensive. You've seen those go? Oh, I've seen those on Marketplace. They're like $2,000 just for the hard top. The cheap on the low end.
I know, and then you got a paint match.
Yeah, then you got to paint match it.
color match.
I definitely like the one on the left. I like the body kit. I like how low the side skirts are, but the color on that 1990 on the right is beautiful.
It is beautiful. And you know something? I am a huge fan for black rims,
Yep.
but with some cars, black rims don't match. And I don't think the black rims would match fantastic with the color on the right. I do think that they match the orange great.
Yep.
What I actually don't like about the orange car is the fender flares there, which are obviously aftermarket. They don't connect.
Into the bumper.
Yeah, and even the side skirts.
Yeah, that's
You
not.
see that?
It
So
almost looks like 2 different body kits put together. It's not,
right.
Yeah.
So if that was more fluid, I think I would like it better. Where the one on the right, it looks like they put wider tires on it, but it looks like they kind of rolled out that fender.
Yep.
And that to me, it takes much more time to do it that way and much more skill, but I think it is so worth the time and skill on a Mazda Miata because the stance on the one on the right is so much more cooler to me.
You can also see on the one on the right, it's hard to tell from here, but it's got a roll cage in it, and it looks like a aftermarket wooden steering wheel. That's classy. It's probably got the brown interior, if I had to guess. That's just a classy look.
And we've talked about this too, but the front valence, I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of huge front valences. Even my Challenger one, I don't love all the time. It's weird. And the one on the right has like the perfect mix of like still this cute little car, but it's got a mean stance.
See, it depends on the car. Like, I own a Del Sol. For anybody that doesn't know, I actually own 2 Del Sols right now. If anybody needs parts, let me know.
If anyone wants to buy both Del Sols for too much money, let me know.
Yeah, if anybody wants 2 Del Sols, they're both bone stock. One of them slightly blown up.
They look nothing like the cars on the screen.
With the Del Sol, I would never put a front lip that's that aggressive because that's got like an S13 style like front lip on it. I would never put something that aggressive. It's not an aggressive car. With some cars like your Challenger and the Civic Type R and stuff like that, yeah, front lip looks cool. These are supposed to be cute cars. They're 2-seaters. They're tiny. You can fit 2 of them in a garage. You can fit 2 of them sideways in your garage stall if you want.
Yeah. These things are great.
That's why I have 2 Del Sols. I had to fill the whole garage stall.
Yeah, put them sideways.
Or else I'd put other crap in there.
You couldn't buy a smart car. All right, yeah, so we're going with the 90. All right, so the Mazda Scrum is like the Mazda mini truck. For those of you who know what a Honda Acti is or Suzuki, I'm
got
blanking.
this.
I don't know what the Suzuki one is.
I actually am blanking on the. Now that you say it, it's like on the tip of my tongue. But or like the Daihatsu Hi-Jet.
Yeah. The little white mini trucks that you see that probably shouldn't be on the road because they look like a Matchbox car. The Mazda version is the Mazda Scrum. And this one's actually a little bigger. That's bigger in size than the other mini trucks that Mazda sells. And then on the right, we have a 1990 Mazda Titan, which is more like their commercial
mini truck. It's still a mini truck.
Yeah, it's still small, but it's definitely larger and more commercial-like than the Scrum.
So now to back these 2 cars here. A few years ago, I helped my stepdad import a Daihatsu Hi-Jet from Japan. We drove down to Jersey, picked it up, and while I was there, I got to see a couple of these different styles in person at the ports. So I've seen the commercial style mini trucks. They're actually really cool. A lot of them are 3-seat wide.
Ah.
Some of them have double cabs. The double cabs to me are awesome.
Okay.
5 seats, 8-foot bed. It's a dump bed. I mean,
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
You're going with the Titan.
Yeah, I think I got to go with the Titan. I mean, I know it's bigger, but it's just like, it's got that flat front end. It's cool.
That thing just looks so hideous to me that I got to go with the Scrum. And I actually don't think that Scrum specifically looks that good, but I just love the little mini trucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if I like the name Scrum though.
Yeah, that's terrible. All right, next we got an 08. I believe this is the last one. A 2008 Mazda MX-5 or a 1993 MX-5, but the 93 is sitting on car rims in a junkyard because it's broken.
If you look at that 93 in the back on the bottom, I think either that rotor and knuckle assembly is sitting on the ground or it's hanging down from underneath that Miata. And I think it might just be hanging down from under that Miata. See that right underneath the front bumper there?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. I'd still go with that 93.
Yeah, I'm going with the 93.
No offense to anybody that owns a newer Miata.
Those
Gallon.
2008s are quite possibly the ugliest Miata you can buy.
Now, did you pull up a picture of our friend's Miata?
I don't have one handy. Maybe we can find one in a couple minutes.
Maybe we can find one. Maybe Jay can throw it up in the video here. With a body kit on it and a big wing, it's still not that cool, but it definitely makes them look better.
Yeah.
Because that's what me and Jay have a mutual friend that has a 2006, which is the same style as that 2008. His is the, soft top, but his has a big body kit on it, aftermarket front lip, giant wing, absolutely too big for the car.
Oh, it's awesome.
But it looks a lot better than it does stock. And either way, I'm still going with the 93. Save that car.
Yeah, save that car. I agree. We should do a segment on that.
Yeah.
Save that car.
Yeah, worth saving or not.
Pick which one we save. So that is it for this or that. If you have recommendations on what you might want to see in a this or that, drop them either in the comments on YouTube, Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts. Or you can just go to burnoutshow.com and drop some comments, suggestions, pictures, whatever have you, right there on burnoutshow.com. Car Kahoot.
Oh, God.
I did make a multiple choice for you this time.
Oh, perfect. Thank God. For anybody that didn't listen to the first podcast, I did terrible. I think I got 3 out of 15 right or something like that.
So Car Kahoot is where we test the true car knowledge of Tommy, who has pretty much known random things about cars my entire life, but somehow absolutely bombed in episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just various automotive trivia questions is really what it is.
All right, let's get
We
into
gotta
this.
hold on. We gotta
Don't we have a thing for this?
Yeah. Just click it if you see it.
First one to see it wins.
Car Kahoot. Do you want to play Car Kahoot?
Do you want to play? Do you want to play?
You know the best part about these sounds? I forgot what they sounded like from the first podcast, so it's like it's all new to me. Yeah. I get about halfway through and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this one, and then he gets into high-pitched voice, and I'm like, whoa.
What's great is we also have like other, like the car rev we played earlier, or the random. Yeah. All right, let's get started. I'll reveal the answers at the end. I'll read them off, and you just give me a quick, or as quick as you can answer. I think I have about 10 of them, maybe 12.
All right.
By 1996, which company had slowly acquired a 33.3% stake in Mazda? Was it A, Fiat, B, Ford, C, General Motors, or D, Toyota?
You said 1993? 1990?
96.
96? Ford.
What is Mazda's name for its technologies that increase fuel efficiency and engine output? Is it A, EcoBoost, B, EcoTech, C, SkyTech, or D, SkyActive?
SkyActive.
Question 3. Which year did Mazda Miata debut? A, 87, B, 88, C, 89, or D, 90?
In the U.S. at least, 1990.
What year was Mazda founded? 1933, 1909, 1920, or 1897?
Oh, that's a tough one. Was one of those options 1903?
No.
1907?
1909.
1909. I think I'm going with the 1930s.
33?
33, yeah.
Okay. What was the original name of Mazda when it was first established? A, Mazda Auto Company. B, Toyo Cork Kogyo Company. C, Mazda Motor Corporation, or D, Hiroshima Motors?
Oh, that one that you could barely pronounce, because I don't know why else that would be on that list.
Okay. Mazda is known for pioneering which unique engine type? A, V8, B, inline 6, C, Wankel rotary engine, or D, the electric motor?
Winkle.
Mazda has a famous design philosophy called Kodo. What does Kodo mean in Japanese? Is it A, energy, B, soul of motion, C, speed of light, or D, dynamic force?
I'm going to go with D.
Dynamic force?
Yep.
Okay. What was the first Mazda car to feature the Wankel rotary engine? Was it A, the RX-7, B, Cosmo Sport, C, the 323, or D, the 626?
The 626. That's my guess. I don't think it was the RX-7.
Okay. Which country is Mazda's headquarters located in? A, South Korea, B, Japan, C, Germany, or D, the United States?
Mazda. Now, I think... Well, that's a tough one. They're like corporation? The headquarters?
Headquarters.
The United States then, I think.
Mazda developed a groundbreaking fuel-efficient technology known as SkyActiv. What does SkyActiv primarily focus on improving? Is it A, vehicle design, B, safety features, C, fuel efficiency and performance, or D, electric propulsion?
Fuel efficiency and performance.
Mazda's, quote, MX, end quote, is the MX-5 Miata's what? Nope, that's not right. Mazda... I didn't
think so.
I can't read. Mazda's MX in the MX-5 Miata stands for what? A, Mazda Extreme, B, Mazda Experimental, C, Multivariant Extreme, or D, Mid XL?
Wow, I actually did that. That's an interesting fact.
This
once
is
we
one of
find
the
out.
hardest ones.
I'm going to go with the Mazda Extreme.
Okay. In which decade did Mazda introduce its first front-wheel drive vehicle, the Mazda 323? Was it the 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s?
The 70s.
What was the most sold Mazda Miata color of all time? Was it A, jet black, B, snowflake white pearl, C, eternal blue, or D, soul red crystal?
I've seen a lot of white Miatas.
So
but I don't know
black,
if those are
white, blue, or
repainted.
red is the colors.
God, I've seen a lot of white Miatas, but imagine at the time, it's got to be white or black. I'm going to go with black because it's just because of the 90s and even now everybody likes black cars.
Dude, you did much better.
Yeah, these ones are easier.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You gotta learn them. You gotta learn to mix here. Make it
Well,
hard.
I did pick easier ones because I felt bad the last time.
Ah, okay.
So Ford was they did own the ownership, the 33% ownership. Sky Active, I think you got that as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I it's on the back of the cars.
Yeah. What year is the Mazda Miata debut? This was, to my knowledge, I could be wrong on this, but I think this was across the world, and it was 1989.
Really?
They do sell 89 Miatas. Yeah.
I've never seen one in the U.S.
I don't know if I've seen one in the U.S., but I've seen them on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Are you sure those are not the, what do they call the other thing? The one you like? The Mazda.
Oh, the Unos?
The Unos Roadsters?
Yeah, those are sick. If anybody has a Unos, call me. What year was Mazda founded? You said 1933. It was 1920.
I don't even remember that being an option.
What was the original name of Mazda? It was the Toyo Cork Koyogo.
Yeah, why else would that be on there? All the other ones made sense.
Listen, sometimes they just don't give good answers for other options. So Mazda, instead of making cars, they actually first made cork products.
Huh, I didn't know that.
So they made like essentially wood. They were woodworkers, and that was their craft. And so they got into cars because cork was used in the interior of cars. So that's why they were called Toyo Cork Kogyo or something. I'm mispronouncing that totally.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's a cork, or was a cork company.
It's interesting because I don't know if a lot of people know this. Honda started off making bicycles. Then they added engines to the bicycles. That's where they got into motorcycles and then cars.
Yep, I do know that as well, actually, yeah. So what type of engine are they known for? They are known for the Wankel rotary engine, which I think is an RX-7 most famously.
RX-8s, RX-7s, yeah.
Yeah, most famously it's those two cars. Mazda has a famous design philosophy called Kodo. What does Kodo mean? It means soul of motion. Instead, I think you said dynamic force or something.
I was thinking with the Sky Active, they put the name Sky and everything. So I was like, oh, maybe, force, dynamic force. That.
Yeah. The first car to feature the Wankel rotary engine was actually the Mazda Cosmos Sport.
I almost went with the Cosmos Sport, but then I was like,
Those things are old.
yeah.
That would actually be sweet. If Mazda, if you're listening, bring back the Cosmos Sport. That would be.
Yeah. Bring back a tiny car.
Yeah.
Because Mazda has been talking about bringing back the rotary at a auto show. They had a new RX-7 with a rotary. I think it might have also been a hybrid, but bring back a tiny car with a rotary. If you want to get better gas mileage, just bring back something that weighs like 600 pounds and isn't safe at all.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We don't need airbags. We want 600-pound cars that you can lift. And
Yeah, just make sure it's legal so we can get it inspected. They're headquartered in Japan, not the United States. Sky Active does primarily focus on fuel efficiency and performance. You got that one right. What does the MX in MX-5
I definitely
Miata
got
stand
this
for?
wrong.
It stands for Mazda Experimental. Which
Huh.
I don't know why that they would go with that.
Yeah.
Mazda Experimental.
Yeah. Doesn't even start with an X.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of dumb, isn't it?
Should be ME5.
Which
Me5.
decade did they introduce their first front-wheel drive vehicle? It was the 1980s. And what is the most sold Miata of all time? You said black. The color's red.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, there's so many red ones. If you look on Facebook Marketplace.
Is this Miatas or like first gen Miatas?
Miatas?
Oh, I was thinking first gen only.
Oh, it's got to be red.
No.
Dude, there's so many red ones.
I see so many black and white, but maybe those are repainted. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Like, you
well,
can't
they
tell
could be.
anymore. I mean, the cars are 30 years old now.
And have been painted 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terribly.
So that is Car Kahoot. You did much better. Maybe I'll make a multiple choice from now on.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do multiple choice and harder questions. I don't know much about Mazda, to be honest. I thought this whole video was going to be about, I don't know why. I thought it was going to be, because I put my
About
my
Nissan?
headline about Nissan. But my whole brain's been on Nissan all day.
No, Nissan, that is the current news. That's what's
Yeah.
going on right now. Is they almost went bankrupt after Honda wanted.
After Honda pulled out.
That's right.
Out of the
merger. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're still. I mean, they were almost bankrupt before. That's the reason Honda was good. They needed a merger. And unfortunately, Japanese companies don't get the same bailouts that the U.S. companies do. Well, we'll see. Hopefully they don't go bankrupt, but...
Yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
So today's Tire Popper, we have a jingle for that as well.
Today's Tire Popper.
Now, we've talked about Mazda a lot this episode, but specifically we want to hone in on the 06 Mazda Miata, which We've talked briefly about the fact that it's hideous. However, in today's Tire Popper, this is where we provide ratings, highlight features, and focus in on the highlighted car of the episode, which is the 2006 Miata. So
For anybody watching, Jay's going to put up a photo of our friend's Miata, which looks a lot cooler than your standard 2006. Not great. He should really paint the body kit. But they can look good if you do some work to them.
all right, so we got a few different categories which we rate cars on, and we try to make these applicable to every car, so that we're not just kind of focusing on muscle cars or something like that.
Yeah.
So we have different categories such as look and style, sound, economy, interior, durability, reliability, and different capabilities. And we're going to rate these from 1 to 10. So look and style, I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. I genuinely think they were so ugly. And the
I think they're
headlights
ugly,
are
but-
ugly. The taillights, that body style, just they missed the boat.
Yeah, but Jay, you know that a couple of those concept cars you put up could also show up later, and you're setting the record of the 1.5 in the second episode.
Listen,
I'm going with a 3.2 to give myself some room to
work with.
There might be some Fords on here one day.
Oh yeah. There might be. Interesting sound. They all sound like weed whackers to me.
But the thing is, like, our friend that has one has a 3-inch full exhaust, and
Which is way cooler.
which is way cooler, but it's still not loud. I mean, I have a Del Sol with a 2.5-inch exhaust, and
It's
you
loud.
got to plug your ears to ride in it because
Yeah.
I have to bring headphones when people ride in it because they can't hear anything. And his, his isn't fully straight pipe, but I mean, it's throaty but still kind of quiet. It's not doesn't have that Honda scream.
It also doesn't have to do with like decibels.
Yeah.
Like how many decibels. It can be, it can be like, is it smooth or sound cool?
Yeah, obviously, if we're going by stock, I'm gonna give it like a 3.0 because you can't hear it at all stock.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.0 as well. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. For fuel economy, man, you can't beat some of these 4-cylinder engines.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a manual.
Yeah, especially if it's a manual. The Miata doesn't do as good as some of its competitors. Obviously, well, it depends on its competitor. Obviously, my baseline here is the Del Sol that I own because that was originally the competition. It was Honda's competition for the Miata back in the 90s.
Which the Del Sol's a 1.6?
1.5 or a 1.6.
Yeah, so what's the Miata?
I think
stock?
originally it was a 1.6 and then they went up to 1.8 in the newer ones. But I get like 45 miles to the gallon and I beat the ever living crap out of my Honda. And these are getting like 35, low 30s. Obviously, I'm sure some people in that.
Overall, that is great, though.
Overall, that is good.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to give it economy. Parts are also cheap. I'm going to give it 8.5.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 8 flat. I think that your comment about they could be doing better, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it could be better. Interior, and I know that you're going to bring up the Del Sol here as well. The interior of the Miatas is actually very fitting for the cars.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot of space and not a lot of storage, but it is a very compact car. But like I said, the interiors of these is fantastic. It's comfortable. It does give you enough space to kind of sit and drive and enjoy the ride. So I'm actually going to give the interior an 8.5.
I'm definitely going to go lower than that, and not because of the size. Obviously, like you said, I was going to compare it to the Del Sol. Del Sol's got a ton of room, but it's front-wheel drive. These are rear-wheel drive. It's got to have a transmission tunnel. It's going to be smaller. It's got a rear axle in there, so you can't go as you can't have as much leg room. That's not why I'm rating it low. I'm rating it low because of the how long the interior lasts. Because the one that I've driven the most has like 80,000 miles on it. And the seats are torn, and and it kind of feels cheap in there. The thing I do like,
Does it have to do with the convertible though?
It could be that with the weathering of the convertible. I mean, park your cars inside, guys.
If you have a convertible, just park your car inside.
But the other thing is, one thing I will give it, and I love the hidden buttons. Like for any that don't know, I'm pretty sure the trunk release is in the glove box, which it was on the early Mustangs.
Yeah.
And I also the gas release. Next time you're in a Miata, especially this generation, I don't know about the newer styles. Try to open the gas door and tell me how long it takes you to find it because it is hidden.
That gas door's on the 06, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Have you
06.
ever filled that up?
I have once, and I could not tell you where it is, but I remember struggling to find it.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave a mystery of where it is,
Okay.
so that people out there that can, people that own them can start laughing about it because, wow, it took me forever to find it. First time I filled that up without any help.
I should do that in a future car. Just put the button like
Oh yeah.
under the seat.
Yeah.
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 What are you
But
giving it?
because of how short it lasted, I'm giving it a 4.2.
Wow. Okay. So durability, the ones from the 90s last a long time if taken care of. But I feel like these Miatas rust fairly easily.
I wouldn't say they rust any more than the rest of the cars. It's the problem with people who are trying to save them, and I'm not blaming anybody for trying to save a Miata. They're awesome cars, but we don't think about, how much did a Nissan Sentra rust at the same age? Because nobody's trying to save that car. Everybody's trying to save the Miatas. That's why you say, oh shoot, they all rusted. But that's standard for its time. I'm actually going to give it a pretty high rating on durability. These engines are really reliable.
I was going to bring that up too.
Especially if you get a manual. You got obviously manuals are the most reliable option for transmissions, but I'm definitely going to give it, or I guess we're talking durability, not more than reliability. Durability, I'll give it a 5.9 because, they can't handle stuff. I've heard them get scraped across pavement like a million times on the bottom because everybody's got them slammed. So
Yeah. I'm going to go a little higher, actually. I think I'm going to go 6.8 on this. I think their durability is nice. What do you think about reliability?
I was definitely just getting into reliability instead of durability a minute ago, but I'm gonna go pretty high on reliability. These things have pretty reliable engines. They're not famous for any major issues. They don't have, they're not blowing up. They're not burning oil. I'm gonna go with an 8.1.
I'm going to copy that and go 8.4.
Just one up me on every one of these.
Yeah, I think I'm being a little more generous, but I also really like the Miatas.
Yeah,
I genuinely think that if you want a fuel efficient car and you don't need a ton of storage space, get a Miata. They are so much fun.
That's because you don't own the competition for a Miata.
A Duzzle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got
also,
a Civic.
But also,
Just
but
not a
also for
Duzzle.
anybody wondering, the trunk of a Miata can fit about half a suitcase.
Yeah.
The trunk of the Del Sol, I fit 4 33-inch Jeep tires in the back of a Del Sol. I've also fit 40 cinder blocks.
Yeah, that's
40 of
insane.
the half-size cinder blocks that are solid,
Yeah.
including the weight. I mean, there's like 800 pounds of cinder blocks in the trunk of a Del Sol. Guess what? It was slammed on the bump stops, but I made it home.
All right, capabilities. What would you say about capabilities?
Capability, it's gonna have to be kind of low. These are you can't fit a ton in it. It's not going off-road. Handling wise, amazing. So that's the only reason it's kind of getting. These things handle, for anybody that hasn't driven a Miata and everybody thinks a Miata is a girl's car, go drive a Miata. Go drive it down a back road and tell me it's a girl's car or tell me it's not a cool car. These things handle better than probably any other car I've driven in.
I would second that.
Yeah.
I have yet to drive a car that handles better than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like I've done 85 miles an hour in one of these, and you turn the steering wheel to change lanes. You can be in the other lane and going straight all of a sudden. I mean, you just zoom right over the other lane. I mean, these things whip around corners. There's no body roll whatsoever. That's the one thing I will give these things. I've never felt body roll in a Miata compared to like any other car I've driven. The whole car starts to tilt. You feel like you're going to roll over. These things just it's like being in a go-kart.
Probably because they drag on the ground. What do you got for rating?
Capabilities, I'm going to go with a 4.2.
Interesting. That's lower than I was going to go on that too. But they really don't have that many
Capabilities,
capabilities.
a track car, great. Capabilities is, an all-around, am I going to drive this thing to go get groceries? No.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. I think you're kind of right on that.
I think we need to have handling on here.
You think so?
I mean, we probably should, right? If anybody's wondering about our rating from the previous episode, because we're adding a rating now, I'm going to give the handling of a 2000 Toyota Tundra about a 3.2 because, it's got more steering slop than anything I've ever seen before.
We can do that.
Yeah, let's go back. We added something. We got to go back and fix the first episode.
I'm going to give it a 3.0.
Yeah. Handles like crap, guys.
Yeah, it was like shit, but it's cool. All right, so what'd you give this one?
A 10. There's
Really?
no way we're going to put something else on this podcast.
You don't think we're going to beat that?
We might, but I'll tie it at a 10.
All right.
These things handle amazing.
I'm going to go to 9.9. I don't think I can give it a 10. But it is the best handling I've ever driven.
And it also, I've never driven one of the ND Miatas. For anybody that's not familiar, 1990 through 1999 is your NA. which is your pop-up headlights, coolest looking Miata. Then you got your NB, which is uglier than this generation. That goes till 2005. 2006 starts off your NC, which brings you till 14, I think, and 15 is the first year of the ND. The ND is a cool looking Miata. I've never driven one. I don't know if it handles better than this one, but I'm going to say, as far as I know, this is the best handling Miata that I've driven. That's why I'm going to give it a 10, because, unless you're going to put a newer Miata on here, then I don't know what's going to beat it.
Cool. I like that. I don't know how you remember all of those body styles. That's incredible to me because I won't remember a single one. But moving on, we have a new segment called What the What. Now, what is this about? What the What?
What the What is... Last time we were on here, we had daily deals. And the what is, instead of daily deals, which is cars only, the what is going to be other things on Marketplace that we either find funny, are good deals, just random stuff. Now, this one comes with two links on it. The first one's the Facebook item.
Okay. And before I pull that up, if you are a motorhead, you know that Facebook Marketplace has taken over the industry as far as where to find and purchase used cars, and sometimes new cars as well. But they're all over Facebook Marketplace. So that is like our social media is Marketplace.
For us. That's what we do. We send each other stuff on Marketplace all day long.
Yeah. And whether it's in the free section, uncategorized, or you name it, we send it.
Wait till you guys hear what me and Jay did for Christmas for each other this year. We both went on Marketplace and found the best thing we could for free. Now, Jay slacked off and got mine last minute. And I think we're going to continue that. We'll talk about it on the podcast, whatever, maybe for our birthdays or something.
Absolutely. So what do we have here today? Let me click on it.
Today we've got a kid's Corvette car bedroom set. Now, no, this comes with a precursor for the other link. Now, this one's cool. It's got light up headlights. It's got a tool chest that goes with it if you click through the photos here.
This thing's actually sick.
Yeah. It's got a...
What?
Yeah, it's a tool chest that's a dresser. The reason I chose this is actually in the same town my sister lives in. But this one's expensive. You can pick these things up for $25 for the cheaper ones. Now, if Jay would go to the other link here...
Dude, there's no way that's metal.
No, it's plastic. It's definitely plastic.
Wow.
Yeah, see, that's awesome. Expensive, but awesome.
How much is it?
$230.
Oh, Jesus.
It's probably like $1,000 new. Okay. Now, this second link, this guy, which I want to do this now, took a CBR 600 engine out of a Honda CBR. He took a Corvette kid's bed, a lot like the one on our Facebook Marketplace, built a frame underneath it, put a CBR 600 engine on it, put a giant wing on it, and made a go-kart.
Dude, this is cool, but this is why I like cars, okay? This guy put probably over 100 hours into that build, and he can only drive himself around off the road, ideally on pavement, and he'll break his back through the bumps.
I agree with you a little bit there, but this thing's got to do 100 miles an hour.
You think so?
With the CBR 600? Absolutely. And unless he's got it limited or something, it's got to do at least 100. That's a 6-speed. You're doing at least 100 miles an hour, and that's terrifying. But also, look at that thing. That's sweet.
The wing is so unnecessary, but it's cool. I love how he calls it the Corvette.
But yeah, that's why I went with the Corvette bed here. Anybody else that wants to build a go-kart, don't use a boring body. Go get a kid's bed. Make it awesome.
Yeah, and if you decide to put a motor in a plastic kid's car or kid's bed, that's incredible. Yeah. So send us photos.
Yeah, send us photos.
They'll be
send
very
us an email.
loud.
Tell us what you did.
Look at this. It doesn't get better than this. He designed this to be able to do burnouts, donuts, and drifts. It's proven it can handle quite well.
Is that an E36 in the background of that photo, or is that a Mustang?
That's a Mustang.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. If anybody's wondering, we're looking at a TV from like 2002.
Listen, still's got HD though.
See, this thing is sweet.
Oh, he said maybe someday I'll take it to an 8th mile drag strip to get a little taste of what it's capable of. That's a genius idea.
I'd expect it to be a little heavier than a stock CBR 600. It's got to probably have most of the electronics in there. He's got the engine. He's got a bunch of steel tubing, but this thing's got to weigh less than 600 pounds. Probably closer to 450, less than 500 pounds in my opinion. With, that's what, 50 pounds heavier than the original bike?
Yeah.
And as much as I know Jay doesn't ride here, he doesn't like motorcycles. I do. no matter what you say, especially better riders than me, you can take off really fast. You can take off faster in a car. You got 2 wheels of traction. Your weight's spread out better. You don't have to worry about doing a wheelie. I mean, this one probably does a little bit, but you don't have to worry as much about doing a wheelie. That's probably why you have the big wing on there, just to pull the front end back down. This thing's got to be fast. I mean, really fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, for doing burnouts, that's awesome.
It's right-hand drive.
It's both hand drive.
That's not in the middle. Oh, yeah, it is. It goes down the black stripe. Yeah, this thing's incredible. Yeah. And if you have like a plastic car, which in this case, it's got to be plastic. There's no way that's metal.
I was moving. It's funny. I was talking to my coworker yesterday. I was moving locomotives around. For anybody that doesn't know, I work on locomotives.
Trains.
I was running one. I was moving around. We were doing some service on it. I don't run them all day. I just do service on them. I move around for that. And my coworker looks at me and goes, these are right-hand drive, because the control operations are all on the right side if you're going forward. But they're meant to go both directions. So they're meant to go, just as fast in reverse as they go in forward. So I go, yeah, it's right-hand drive now. And then I spin my seat around and face the other way. I go, now it's left-hand drive. It's the coolest car ever. You can switch.
Yeah, right-hand drive is pretty sick.
Right-hand drive is cool. Right-hand drive and a manual is the coolest options.
Yeah, I think that's because it's not common.
Oh yeah, I don't like common. That's my thing. I don't like common.
Well,
cars.
car people don't like common because that's why they trick them out to be so unique.
Yeah,
and different
everybody
and
wants
stuff.
their own thing.
Who is this schmuck playing? I didn't even notice him.
Sorry to everybody that had to see that guy just go on and on about who knows what.
Tommy, great choice on the what because man, if there's one thing.
Also, if you have a kid out there and you're willing to spend $230 on your kid's bed, I'm not. But it comes with a tool chest. My daughter's dresser actually is a real toolbox, and it will be her toolbox when she gets older. But this thing's awesome. It's a plastic toolbox. It's a plastic bed, but it's got real wheels and light up headlights. And
I've seen a couple custom made one of these out of like wood and stuff, and that couldn't be cooler. I mean, that is awesome that people make for their kids, and I think that there's a little bit of a loss as the generations go by. There's a little bit of a loss for like having automotives be your passion, and I think that stuff like this starts that.
I'm actually in the process right now of at my parents' house, because my parents have a few grandkids now, and I'm building a set of we've been collecting a couple kids' car beds, twin size car beds. We're at 2 so far. We're looking for 1 more, and I'm gonna build it. It's gonna look like a car lift. When you walk in, there'll be a car on the bottom, right on the ground level. Hopefully, we're actually looking for a full for that one. That's the goal. Or we're going to turn a twin into a full. And then it's going to have 4 posts, and it's going to have 2 decks. It's going to be a 3-stacker car lift with a little ladder on the side, so the kids can go up and sleep in the car beds up on the lift. We'll paint it to look like a lift with black posts, yellow rails, and.
If I got you the Burnout show stickers,
oh yeah,
would you put them on the side of the car? Really?
Oh yeah.
What if I got you?
Because the stickers on them are kind of worn out.
Yeah.
Because of course they're we're trying to save money. We're trying to get like the cheap $25 ones.
Oh yeah. We
I'm not trying to spend $75 on one that has stickers or $230 on one that has headlights. I mean,
yeah.
I'll just wire in my own headlights. I'll make them pop-ups. I'll design my own pop-ups.
You're just like, hey, turn on a lamp.
Yeah. You say, hey Alexa, turn on the lamp, and it pops up the headlights and lights up the car.
Imagine that. That's your alarm in the morning. Like all of a sudden, it's just like. Brightness.
You got an exhaust sound that blows out of the back, or a real like little 1-cylinder engine that starts up and revs up in the back.
Yeah. So the last segment we have here is called What's in Your Basket, and this is a segment where we review and test different products that people either send in or that are donated to the channel. So we don't have a jingle, but I'll provide a little kids cheering for this. But we do in fact have a basket.
And from our favorite store, from the favorite store of anybody that lives in Massachusetts, Market Basket.
Yes, and that is once again the most elite store where you can buy.
If anybody
groceries.
doesn't shop at Market Basket, you can just sign off now.
Actually, Market Basket. I don't know if they have anything to do with automotive, but they should sponsor this.
They should sponsor this.
Yeah.
Me and Jay actually have matching Market Basket T-shirts that we wear.
Yeah, we'll wear them someday when we have the What's in Your Basket.
Yeah, well, next time we have What's in the Basket, maybe we'll wear them. It's a little too cold right now for us to wear T-shirts.
So on the What's in Your Basket segment, we will not only open the product live on the podcast, but we will also go test the product after this as well. And we're out here to give honest reviews. So if your product is good, that is great. If your product is bad, well, then make it better, because I mean, we don't really care. So
Yeah. If you want us to test anything, send it in.
yeah, send it in. Once again, go to
Email us.
burnoutshow.com and you will find everything you need to know there. Ideally, we have tons of different products that we can test, and we want them to be related to the automotive subject. So send in what you have. What are a few ideas?
Any new? Well, actually, we got a separate segment for that, so maybe not. Maybe not tools for now.
I've seen some. Well, tools okay, but like tools, yeah, tools can be.
Yeah, you
be
can send us in
opened.
new tools. Send us in something that people haven't seen before. Obviously, a set of screwdrivers isn't gonna be anything new, but you got something like a multi-tool or something like that for cars. It's got different sizes and stuff like that. Maybe something like that. Stuff people haven't seen before. People may be interested in buying. I mean, if someone's doing a startup or something like that on something interesting and they want us to review it, and we'll give our honest review and free publicity.
Yeah, we get promotional requests like this all the time. So people always want to send products and sponsor or have sponsored videos and things like that. And this is a way to get that partnership rolling, is by submitting a what's in your basket product, so that we can open it live on the podcast first and then go from there. Once again, there's so many different people who reach out about brand deals and stuff like that. And it's tough.
It's tough to do on the YouTube videos too, because you're trying to be honest. You don't want to make a whole YouTube video just for it, because I mean, it'd be like a 30-second YouTube video. But here on this segment, we'll take a few minutes. We'll go over the product. If it's something today's we can't really test outside, we'll test it right here on camera. If it's something we can test outside on a car, we'll take a clip. We'll go out there. We'll test it out. We'll get our honest opinions on both of it. So it is tough to do on a YouTube on the regular YouTube channel, but here on the podcast, this is kind of our new place for it.
Absolutely. So what is in the basket today, Tommy?
What is in the basket today is a GoPro Hero 12 Black, which I believe is the same things we're recording all three of these cameras on right now. This is just a fourth one. If anybody wants a fourth angle of the back of our heads, let us know.
Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it?
We'll put an angle. See, Jay was worried about shadows earlier, so we'll put an angle here so you don't have to see our shadows anymore.
Yeah, well, if you see your shadow, you know what that means.
6 more weeks of podcast?
Yeah, we're going to be here for 6 more weeks anyways. But these actually come in a pretty classy box. I don't know why it's wrapped in paper, but yeah, isn't that cool?
That is. It's like opening a Christmas present.
Yeah. We have received a couple more GoPro Hero 12 Blacks, and this is, or 12 Plus, actually. I think it's the 12 Black. I don't even know. It probably says it on the box, but I use these for car content all the time. And as you know, GoPro is one of the best cameras for action shots. DJI is getting up there in competition, but yeah, rip it apart. Let's open this thing up.
Is it, it's, the box is black. Does that mean it's a Hero Black?
It says Hero 12 Black. I was right.
Look at that. Wow. I've actually never opened a GoPro before. I don't own a GoPro. Still, I just don't film anything.
Can you spell GoPro?
I can GoPro.
Oh, GoPro.
I don't know
Racing.
what, but I can GoPro.
There's like a tab on the bottom you can
There's
pull.
a tab. Oh, look at that. Wow. All right. First thing I'm going to say here. Well, let's test this first. Easy to open box. Easy to open pack. I was able to save the packaging. Didn't ruin it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give GoPro that,
GoPro has a great
I'm going
quality
to slide
product.
this out into your hand.
Yeah. It doesn't slide very easily.
Ah, look at that. It's like an egg carton.
Yeah. I mean, this is a Lunchables, but for cameras.
Packaging. Going with a 10 out of 10. This is good packaging. This
so?
is classy. I mean, obviously for the cost of these, it's pretty justified, but
Yeah, so I mean, it's got it looks like a carton of eggs a little bit, obviously. Yeah. But it is well packaged, because these things do get tossed around in shipping, and like as you can see once you move the directions, I mean, it's the cord, there's a mount, there's a battery that is not in the camera, which is kind of key so that it saves the camera during shipping. And then obviously the camera here on the left with protected screens. So it has a lens, a front screen, and a rear screen that has a protection all over.
And it's got plenty of space around it. The box isn't touching any of the, there's a air pocket underneath the camera. There's an air pocket all around it. So not, even if the box gets a little dinged up, they did a great job on packaging. I'll give them that. I mean, obviously it's a GoPro, so it's designed to be, it's rugged.
Yeah, and this is well designed. But let's talk about the product too. The product of these are actually incredible. And let me see this. Actually, where's the box? Give me that box, that black box.
Big black box.
Yeah, the black box. This thing, on the side, it labels pretty much every feature that the GoPro 12 Black has, which is very similar to the GoPro 13. I think they're also on the 13. But you can record in 5.3K, 4K, and 2.7K at various different frame rates. And then you can also get slow-mo, hyperview. It's waterproof. There is now voice control, time warp, live streaming off of these GoPros as well. You can do raw photos or super photo and do different things like modifications. A lot of people, you can actually spin off the lens here. So I'm going to take this lens one off. So this lens actually just spins off.
He's scared to break it, guys.
I am scared to break it.
It costs more than my first car. This costs more than my car now. He's lying, everybody. It doesn't spin off.
Maybe it doesn't spin off. It's got to spin off.
Now, these are waterproof without a case now, right? I'm not.
Yeah.
Forgive me for not knowing anything about GoPros. Again,
Yeah, they're
I've never
waterproof.
owned one.
Yeah. That's why the battery cavity is so hard to open. But yeah, look at that sleek design. There's only 2 buttons on the old ones. There used to be 3, but now they have a slightly larger battery cavity right in here. It is charged USB-C, which is fantastic. And it supports micro SD.
Wow.
These things are pretty cool.
Now, I will say, I never owned one, but I did used to use GoPros when I was a kid. This is not the first YouTube channel I was a part of.
Wow.
Yep.
Look
My
at
best
that.
friend growing up you just used to do little edits of, riding dirt bikes, trucks, stuff like that. So I did used to film with a GoPro occasionally, but I've never owned one, nor have I really looked into them. And back then, I don't even know what it was, like a Hero 4, I think.
Yeah.
Had the big plastic case on it, keep it waterproof and...
Yeah.
And
I mean,
they've
that's what I
definitely
do
come a
most of the
long
time.
way.
I use those plastic cases so that
Yeah.
I'm putting it
Digging
on the
these
side of
up,
cars.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, almost all your footage at this point is almost mainly GoPro or iPhone.
Yeah, GoPro, iPhone, and some DSLRs.
All 3 of these cameras, 1, 2, and 3, are. I want to do a cool edit there when I point at them. This one, that one, that one. Also, sorry for the terrible eye contact to Jay when he's editing this. I am terrible at looking at the right camera. I'm always looking at that one and not that one.
That's okay.
But yeah, we're getting an hour and a half of footage out of these things. I mean, they're plugged in right now, but we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes now.
Yeah, these cameras are solid. And although this is not a automotive specific tool, part, or modification, this is absolutely something that if you want some shots of your car, go out and get yourself a GoPro, because affordability, they really are pretty affordable. Yeah. The toughest part is keeping the batteries charged, and that will be a problem for eternity until they figure out a way to condense a lot of charge into a small space.
It also depends on what you're doing. Some people are just using these things to record 15-minute edits. Jay's are using these to record hour-long videos, and that's tough. I mean, that's tough with anything. I mean, your phone starts to fill up after a while. You start putting hour-long edits on it. I mean, it's a lot of footage. You get a lot of memory here. And
I will say you do need to know camera specs. So like when you set up your camera, whether you're shooting in 5.3K, 4K, or 1080p, you have to know things like frame rates, what wide angles are better and stuff like that based off of what you're doing, whether you're snorkeling or driving a car and having it on the side of your car, you're taking an action shot of the sunset, doing a time lapse, etc. You have to know that stuff. And on the website, they provide examples of what's filmed on a GoPro, and they are phenomenal examples. But the reality is you got to know the settings. And I haven't even mastered the settings myself, but these GoPros are great for filming. And for the automotive subject, I think they fit right in.
I just had an interesting idea here, and that's the whole point in this podcast. Me and Jay are just going to talk about things that come to our mind.
We talk anything and everything cars.
My new idea here is me and Jay, and we'll call it the Sunday Cruise episode. Most of these are filmed on Sundays. Today's Saturday, but we'll call it the Sunday Cruise episode. Maybe we'll do one this summer. We'll mic up. We'll drive our cars around. We'll put some GoPros on the hood of the car, one facing each of us, and we'll just go for a cruise down some back roads. Nothing crazy. Obviously, my car's insanely loud, but when I swap my exhaust to the new Del Sol I got, hopefully it'll be a little quieter, or maybe I'll have a brand new car by then. If anybody wants to donate to
Anybody wants to donate to the Del Sol Fund?
No, Civic Type R Fund. That's what I'm going for.
The Type R.
That's the next car.
Yeah.
But I got a new Del Sol that the exhaust is gonna get swapped. It'll be a little quieter. We'll get some we'll get some good shots. Maybe we'll do a podcast just talking. We'll be mic'd up. We'll just talk. We'll have someone in the passenger seat showing us stuff that maybe it's a good idea.
Segment. Yeah,
It's a good segment.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a segment, it's a 15-minute segment we switch over to on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And For those of you listening, not watching and just listening, all you'll hear is exhaust. But that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're car guys. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I love. That's why I listen. I don't listen to the radio on my way to work. I can't.
Yeah, if
All
you're
I hear
just
is
listening,
brrrr.
yeah, you can't hear a thing.
Yeah.
If you're just listening, go over to YouTube and physically watch what we're doing. It is much more interactive and fun that way. And as we've mentioned, if you want to be a part of the podcast and introduce different segments, go to burnoutshow.com. That is a great way to get involved. And Tommy and I actually have some guests lined up already to come join us on the podcast, which would be awesome. But ultimately, we want to see more cars. We want to hear more stories, and we want to talk more automotive tech and things like that. So definitely drop anything you can on the website. And check out the other platforms we post on as well.
Along with the what's in the basket, we'll also be doing a tool segment. This is more about, what you should have in your toolbox, what you need in your toolbox. If you got anything like tool organizers and stuff like that, and you want to even if you just send us the link and we put them in that segment, because that one's not going to be so much we opening something on camera. That's just going to be us talking about stuff. If you got anything you want to, shoot us an email. We'll go over anything. We'll give our opinion on it. We'll talk about it.
Absolutely. And all that contact info is on burnoutshow.com. There's a tab where you can submit all of that.
Earlier, Jay mentioned if anybody's listening on something other than YouTube and you can't watch, he said come over and watch. For anybody watching on YouTube and you're tired of looking at our ugly faces, go watch on Spotify. Go listen on Spotify.
Leave ratings, reviews. Definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Genuinely, this helps us a ton with the metrics and the different algorithms that work on YouTube and the different podcast platforms. So be sure to comment, be sure to like and share. We will continue to do this podcast as YouTube videos, as well as uploading the audio on different platforms as well. This has been the 2006 Mazda Miata episode, podcast 2 of the Burnout Show.
Wow, we did it.
We did it. So yeah, keep driving your cars, keep shifting your gears, and hopefully we will... Oh, look at you. He's getting ready over here. Oh, boy. So yeah, keep driving your cars, keep shifting your gears, and we will be here with more automotive content here on the Burnout Show podcast.